May Build Aloud. We're live with a summary of Happy Money by Ken Honda. And I'm here with Alicia Stringer, and she is from Houston, Texas. So, hey, and my son is waking up, so he might walk by. There he is. Woohoo! So, I'm going to introduce myself. Thanks for being a follower, friend. And I have the blog yesfinanciallyfree.com. You can check it out in my profile or just underneath this video if you have a link there. And I live in Waikiki, Hawaii with my husband Jamal, and our 10-year-old just walked by, son Jordan. Back in 2011, I had a ton of debt, all credit cards, lines of credit, didn't own any property, never had. By 2016, paid it off, quit my job. December 23rd, 2016 was my last day. And then I started coaching clients to do what I did. And at that time, when I quit my job, we were making about almost $500 a month in passive income. And our net worth had increased by about $500,000. So I started buying property after I quit my job. We bought 3, sold 1. So we own this 3-bedroom condo in Waikiki and another 1-bedroom condo down the street, which is an Airbnb business. So Alicia, why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I am a piano voice teacher and a social media expert here in Houston, Texas. And a lot of people struggle with maintaining their social media and having time for it. So I help save those entrepreneurs that are busy in their businesses and do a lot of the actions for them. I met May back in the day and before I was really going on strong in my business, and helped me learn how to save first and make sure I'm growing in the right direction with all my finances. So
Save first and ask questions later. So let's dive into a summary of Happy Money by Ken Honda. So Happy Money by Ken Honda is this little book I read. It's really good. I checked it out of the library, so you guys can find this book at your public library. Ken Honda is he's kind of like a Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki of Japan, in a sense that he's written a lot of books. I think he's written more books than Robert Kiyosaki. So, but he's like an author, and he writes books about money. So this book I learned about from a podcast interview. Michael Beckwith has a podcast called Take Back Your Mind. And in his podcast, he interviewed Ken Honda. And that's how I found out about Ken Honda. And I saw his book at the library. Wasn't even looking for it. It was there. And I was like, oh, I'm going to check out. I just went to the money section, right? And I saw it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to check out this book. So it's really good. It's a fun read, but I'm going to summarize it really quick. So the beginning of the book talks a lot about the kinds of thoughts we usually have about money, right? So we might be embarrassed. We're not supposed to celebrate money in our lives. When we get money, we're not supposed to be super excited. We're supposed to not really show our happiness because it might be embarrassing, or Alicia doesn't understand that because she's like, what? That makes no sense. But anyway, I think that's a Japanese culture thing. You're not supposed to show your feelings too much. Like if you're too happy, you're not supposed to show it. I think that's a Japanese cultural thing. But they say that, you should be more, there's different social expectations of money. Let's do one in America. You're not supposed to share how much you make, right? You're not supposed to share how much money you have, right? That's kind of a thing in the United States, right? When I asked my financial planner to tell me how much money he made, he wouldn't tell me. Well, he wasn't my financial planner. I'm sorry. The financial planner who worked at the bank. When I asked him to tell me how much passive income he made, he said he wouldn't tell me. He said that was private information. He's also Japanese. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. But anyway, so there's certain cultural norms about money, right? In every society. And apparently in the United States, how much money you make is considered like, you're not supposed to ask that. Now, to me, I'm like, well, if I'm going to help you with your finances and I'm not willing to tell you about my financial life, then you shouldn't trust me, because what does that even mean, right? Why am I so secretive? Is it because I'm not making anything and I want you to pay me money to manage your money, but I'm not making anything? Is that why I'm so secretive? So definitely, I think if you work with anyone with your finances, they should be extremely transparent about how much money they make and how much passive income they're generating. Otherwise, how do you know if they can even teach you anything, right? If they can even handle managing your money. So that's one thing, but that's me. And that's why I manage my own money, because it's hard to get anyone to tell you how much passive income they're making. Although the one financial advisor that I have used, he told me how much passive income he was. I asked him and he told me very frankly. So I mean, at least he was straightforward. He's like, I make this, I make that, I make money here. You know, he wasn't gonna not tell me, right? So there are certain taboos about money, certain thoughts we might have about money. So typical ones, you know, money's evil, money, you know, people think that money's not good and they should focus on other things and blah blah. So these are things in the beginning of the book, middle of the book. He talks about these limiting beliefs that we have. Now he goes in the middle and the end is where the meat of the book is, I think, because it's the new stuff. For me, I know all about these thoughts, you know, negative thoughts. So the middle, he has these 10 ways to increase the flow of money, which I've shared with Alicia, right? So these 10 ways, which I think are super cool. So that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to see if I can find it in the book real quick. I see where they are. Do you remember the 10 ways?
No, not by memory.
Right, so it's good we're doing it again. Woohoo. All right, I'm going to find it. I found the flow of money chapter, so it's in here. I found it. Okay. So he talks about two things, stock and flow. All right. Do you remember what stock and flow are?
No.
Okay. So stock is stuff that is worth money, like a house or a car or a business. You kind of understand paintings, valuable commodities, gold, silver, gems, jewelry, you know, that's stock. So things, physical things that are worth money. Flow is cash flow, like money you're making from like your job or your business or your stock or your assets are generating you flow, right? Does that make sense? So he says stock and flow. Okay, maybe it's a Japanese translation, you know, I don't know, but that's how he talks about it. So he says you can increase your flow, which everyone I think listening to this probably wants to do. You want to increase your flow, unless you, I don't know, unless you're really rich and retired and are not interested in that. But I mean, I'm interested in increasing flow. You're probably interested. So let's talk about these. So there's 10 ways to increase the flow of happy money in your life. Oh, and that's another thing he talks about in this book real quick. Do you know what happy money is, Alicia?
Wait, you feel happy about the money that's flowing in your life, like feel fulfilled.
Yes. So one of it is that you're happy about the money, but it's also saying, he also says that you want your money to be happy. Now that might sound weird because your money's not going to suddenly start smiling in your wallet at you. But he really says when you earn money in a way that makes you feel good, right? And you feel good about what you're doing to get that money, then the money is happy. It has this happy energy around. And then when you spend it and you spend it happily, like you actually are happy to spend it and you feel good about it and you send good energy, like you spend the money and you bless it, like may it give the person receiving this money good fortune, right? You like sending happiness with the money and you're receiving it happily, then the money will basically transform your life. Okay, you will get more money, you'll get more happy money will flow out of you, right? You'll be more generous and loving, and it'll all work together to create this happy money experience. Does that make sense? Yeah, so if you're getting money like extortion or stealing or theft or in bad ways, that's not happy money. Does that make sense? But if you're doing it in good ways, like you're providing valuable services to the community and all kinds of things, then that's happy money.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So here are the 10 ways to create a happy money flow. Number 1, donate money. Number 2, give money to your friends. Number 3, send a gift to your friend. Number 4, give something extra always. So like if you're going to pay a bill, like give an extra $10 or something, like pay more than you're asked. That one was like a mind blower to me. Number 5, pay more than you are asked. Oh, sorry. Number 5 is pay more than you are asked. Okay.
Emphasize.
Sorry. I got to go back to number 4. Give something extra means Let's see. When we are in a situation where we need to ask for help or borrow money, we usually, oh, I see. So if someone asks you or asks for something, try to understand that their need is coming from and respond by giving them more than they ask. So if someone asks you for help, give them more. If they ask to borrow a pen from you, give them a notebook too. If you are a boss hiring a new employee, give them a bit more than the salary they ask for. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Pay more than they are asked means for bill pay specifically. Okay. Number 6, send a card, a gift or card to your clients or your boss. All right. Number 7, rejoice when you receive money. Yay, I received money. I'm so happy. Rejoice, right? Number 8, pray for happiness when you spend money. Number 9, buy from someone you like, right? That makes happy money, right? You're helping someone you like. Number
Right.
10, be grateful for everything. Be grateful for everything. All right. And he has a fun story about this one guy who asked his mentor, who's very rich. He's like a Warren Buffett of Japan. Someone asked him for money, to borrow money, to get money, give him money to pay off his huge debts, right? And he
Mhm.
said, yes, I will give you the money if you say arigato 100,000 times, right? Say arigato 100,000 times. If you say arigato 100,000 times after that, I will give you the money. So the guy said, okay, I will do it. Now, if you said arigato every minute for 100,000 times, it would take you, I think we calculated it would take 6 months, or I don't know how many months. It would take months to say arigato 100,000 times. So basically the guy said arigato 100,000 times and he came back and then he didn't need the money anymore. Why? Because in the process of saying thank you, arigato in Japanese, 100,000 times, he transformed his life so that he didn't need help anymore. Because the more he said thank you, the more he had gratitude for everything in his life, he could see and find solutions to the money problems he had so that he didn't have any more money problems after that. So I thought that was a pretty cool story. So if you're
Hmm.
having difficulty right now, you want someone to give you money, try the 100,000 arigato challenge. Okay, and there was one more thing he mentioned in here. 5 steps to happy money. All right.
Okay.
And this one Alicia doesn't know about. I'm going to wrap up this book by give you a quick summary and a quick list of 5 steps you can take starting today that will get you into the flow of happy money. Ready? Here they are. Shift out of the scarcity mindset. Each person has the ability to choose what kind of mindset they want to live with. That is why the first step in happy money is to get yourself into an abundant mindset. Yeah? Until now, we have been taught to believe that money is scarce and then we have to get it before someone else does. We have become a culture that's obsessed with money. We're so focused on the amount of money that we do or don't have that it cuts off our potential for a great life, right? Why? Because we automatically assume that we won't be able to make a living if we take a risk or go for what we really want. The concept that there is not enough in the world makes us feel small and less generous. Don't let your mindset limit your life's potential. If you have an abundant mindset, you start seeing new possibilities. You become more creative. You become more capable of responding to difficulties in life, and you free yourself to create your own destiny. Okay, so create an abundance mindset. Number 2, forgive and heal your money wounds. Okay, number 3, discover your gifts and get into the flow of happy money. So he says here that everyone has certain gifts, right? You have to figure out what your gifts are. And then once you figure that out, you find a way to make money with those. You just do what your gifts are, and then you will make money eventually while you do that. So I've noticed this happening to me. So I have been volunteering in the community a lot, right? And I also, I just helpful. So I joined a walking group at our community park, and the community director wants to hire me. And I'm like, well, I really can't work a full-time job, son, and I'm busy. I'm a mom, he gets sick sometimes. I gotta take him to school. He gets out at this time. Sometimes they don't have school. They have a 2-week spring break coming up. 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks off.
Wow.
So I know Alicia's like, wow. So I can't really take a full-time job. And she's like, well, you could do a part-time job. Anytime you have time, you can work. Just show up and work, and I'll pay you for the hours you can work. I'm like, and I never asked for a job. I never asked. Just doing what I like to do. Like I like to be in community. I like to join community organizations and, help out. And She's like, I want you to work for me. I want to pay for you. Da, 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 da. I'm like, whatever makes you happy. So it's really funny.
Right.
All right. Number 4 is trust life. Right? You need to trust life. You got to stop being afraid of what life will bring you. Instead, trust that life will bring you all that you need. Right?
Right.
Number 5, say arigato all the time. Say thank you all the time. If you have any free time and you're sitting around, just be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Or arigato, arigato, or sheshe, or however you say thank you, okay? Gracias, gracias. All right. I'm going to end it. Thank you for being on, Alicia. Do you have anything you want to add for this summary of Happy Money?
It sounds like he emphasized a lot of consistency with his habits and how money flows and keeping it very positive.
Yes, keep it positive. Do things that make you happy. Feel good about the way you make money and feel good about the way you spend it. Bless the money you have. Bless it as it goes out. You know, send it nice vibes. Pray. Pray for the people you give money to. I think that one's really cool, right? Every time you pay out money, pray. I pray that this grocery store will have a wonderful, business and everyone in it is happy and fulfilled, right? Have you ever done that? Do you do that on a regular basis?
No.
Right? So try it. I'm gonna
Thinking
try it.
about it.
Yeah. So let's try it. We'll bless our grocery stores or wherever we go shopping or whatever we do with our money.
Or go to the grocery store.
Yes. All right. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for being on the live. I appreciate you all. Aloha. Take care.